beef broke out between me and George. I voted for Inzektors, he voted for Sylvans. So we had a quick door video. I absolutely destroyed him. And now I'm going to show you the deck list which I used. Obviously, it's not very good. It's Inzektors and it's 2020. So yeah, we'll just go straight onto the deck list. So straight in with the main deck. Obviously, we play 3 Dragonfly. This card is actually like broken. So like now in Yu-Gi-Oh, we've got to a point where everything's just got a hard once per turn on it. This card is actually like a soft once per turn. It's not even once per chain. So like if you were to go like this, equip a Hornet and then equip a Gigamantis and then use the Hornet to pop the Gigamantis, this actually triggers twice in the same chain, summoning 2 monsters out your deck. So like this card's nuts. Centipede is like pretty much the same as Dragonfly. This one adds from your deck to your hand instead of summons from the deck though. So it is obviously like weaker to start on because it doesn't automatically extend your play. But it's still relevant, especially as well because I'm playing Desires. Like this is the biggest target that you want to summon off the Dragonfly because you can't summon another copy of itself. So yeah, those are like the main ones that you're sort of like looking to dig for, along with Hornet. So like Hornet and Ladybug are a little bit different. So like these are the ones that you want to normal summon, Dragonfly and Centipede, and then these are the ones that you want to equip to them from either your hand or your grave. This one is basically just to increase the levels. But what's relevant about this one is that it lets you make some XYZ monsters that you wouldn't usually be able to make. And then Hornet is like the nuts one where you just target a card on the field and destroy it. You can pop both your opponents and your own cards. So if you go second, it's just pretty good for board breaking in general. And then popping Gigamantis and stuff with it is pretty cool as well. You can also like pop your own Union Carry with this, which is pretty relevant because it just frees up your extra monster zone. So like, Union Carry is like nuts in this deck outside of like the silly like Buster stuff. And then for the last 2 Inzektor cards are just 2 Gigamantis. This is like completely wrong. It should just be 1 Gigamantis and then 1 Giga Weevil. The only reason that I've got it like this is just because we couldn't get one. We decided to like do this duel yesterday when our argument broke out in the chat. So yeah, so just definitely play 1 Weevil, 1 Gigamantis. They do the exact same things, except for these ones do have hard once per turn effects. So it makes no sense just playing 2 of one of them and then none of the other. And then for like the supporting engine, I just decided to use Dangers because I just wanted to draw cards in this deck. Just because you need to be able to like see Dragonfly and like Hornet together, especially when you go second. So we play 2 Bigfoot, 2 Thunderbird, 2 Moth, and then the 3 good ones. I really wish these were at more than 1 because they're level 3. It means you can make Cherubini. That lets you gives you like automatic access to Hornet. It also means that you can mill Dragonfly and just like reborn it. But yeah, we just have to sort of like make do. I just want to say with these big ones, I think they're really important. Like because with it, like when I built this deck, I did just intend to like go second. And these cards are just important to help you like break through boards before like using the effects of like your normal summons. Like otherwise you get no value, so I'd definitely just play these ones. And then like the last sort of like monsters are just like things like almost like Garnet cards, I guess. These are basically just to support Rusty. They're also just like 3 pluses when you discard them off the Dangers. And then we played 1 Wild Reverse and 1 Collapse Serpent. We are playing Chaos Space in this deck. I think I'll play Chaos Space in every deck that I'll play now. I think that card is just obscene. It's literally it's Hornet Drones that gives you a draw if you're playing a light and dark deck. So yeah, just playing these, and then we play 3 copies of Desires. In our duel video, you see that I banished 2 of my Centipedes off this after alluring away the 3rd one. So that was kind of sucky, but George lost anyway because he's shit. And then we play 3 copies of Allure. The whole deck's dark. This deck can make Levier, which is quite cool. So it means that like you can Dragonfly. You can use like 2 different Dragonflies in the same turn using Allure. Chaos Space, which is like the best spell in the game. Just no one has accepted that yet. And then Reborn, and then Successions were like sort of like my tech cards. I figured that like the problems with like cards like this in like normal decks is that everything now is just a hard once per turn. So like no matter what you Reborn, it's just not going to do a lot. It's just like a free body. This deck doesn't have that problem because of like how old it is. None of the cards have hard ones per turn, so you can like summon your Dragonfly, it gets negated, you turn it into Almirage and just Reborn it, and then you just get to do the exact same thing. And then the last spell was just 1 Foolish Burial. I wasn't playing this until I decided to put the Phantom Knights in. Otherwise it's just like another copy of Hornet, except for it takes a card out of your hand, which makes the Dangers look a little bit worse. But like I think with the Phantom Knights it's fine because this then acts as like an extender. So like yeah, that's fine. And then the last cards are just your Rusty package. So these are just to search off the Phantom Knights, obviously. Yeah, so we'll just go straight to the extra deck. So I decided to play Rusty in this deck just simply because I was expecting to just like summon Dragonfly, it gets negated, and then my turn would sort of like nothing would happen. So I wanted something to be able to like climb into with the dangers and stuff that would like let me pass turn without thinking that I'm just going to die next turn. So look, this card's a strong Union Carrier, which is secretly an Inzektor link monster. So you can make this with like any 2 dangers. You can make it with the Wyver Burster and the Collapse Serpent. And this lets you stick Ladybug to Dragonfly like manually, so it means that your Dragonfly gets something to send off it before you even use like her effect to attach anything. I'm going to show you a cool like combo. Well, look, it's almost like a combo. It's like the start of a combo. I'm not really sure where it goes yet. And then play 1 Cherubini, just to be able to like send Hornet in like niche situations. Obviously you can also send Dragonfly with this and then just like reborn it. What's pretty cool about this as well is that like, while this card points to something, this can't be destroyed by card effects, so you can actually just keep using your Hornet on this just to be able to trigger everything without like losing any card advantage. And then we played a bunch of Nightmares. I think these cards are just like a given in any deck that plays like a lot of dangers because you just get so much value from them. Yeah, not a lot to say about those. Obviously you need the Unicorn as well for the Masquerader. So Masquerader is just another card that you can make, especially when you get sent first. Just like Tidy Interruption. Striker Dragon is just for the Wyver Burster and the Collapse Serpent off the Chaos Space. Yeah, it's just whatever. And then Almirage is just here for the interactions where your Dragonfly gets stopped. So obviously when it gets negated, you want to get it off the board to be able to bring it back out. This lets you do that. And then just 2 Link 4s, which is access code and Appaloosa. I don't actually think access code is correct in this deck. I think this should be Boral Sword, just because like if you're able to climb into like a Link 4, then that might also mean that your plays went through. If your plays went through, then there will literally be no cards on your field, like opponent's field to pop, because Hornet is like ridiculous. And then Appaloosa is just be able to like when you sort of like can't make game, and then you can just like make this to pass on. And then we played some Xyz monsters, so we played Dingirsu. This was basically just for the Bigfoot and the Thunderbird. And I wasn't sure whether George was going to stick Dragoon in his deck, so I needed like an out to that if he did. Levier, so this card's really cool just because you can like allure away a Dragonfly and then just bring it like the same one back. Pretty cool extender. We played this new card, which like we only read today. So what this does is it like negates it's a monster effect negating like a generic rank 3. And then what it also says is that when its battle position changes, you can reborn an insect. So on your opponent's turn, like this negates something, and then it switches itself to attack. And then it just gets to reborn Dragonfly. And then what's cool about that is the fact that that Dragonfly is really like likely to survive. It's got 1800 defense, and then you've also got like fog blades and stuff to like stop your opponent. So it's just another thing that's like nice going first, like part of the like board that you build. And then the last card, this is actually just a proxy. This is meant to be Dugares, the rank 4 guy that detaches 2 to reborn. This is a key card in like the combo I'm about to show you. So I'm just going to show you a quick sort of like 2-card combo that you can do with Dragonfly and Chaos Space. Obviously you need a light or a dark monster to discard for it. So we're just going to use like a danger, so it's like a blank. So what you do is you're just going to Chaos Space away like the light or dark monster, and then search the appropriate little Chaos Dragon. So in this case it's Wyver Burster. And then use the Wyver Burster to banish the Mothman. And then you're going to link this away to go into the Striker Dragon. And then the effect of Wyver Burster triggers, which searches for Collapse Serpent. And then you're going to banish the Wyver Burster to summon it, and then you're going to use Chaos Space to banish itself to put these Wyver Burster back, and then you just like draw a blank card. So it's just going to be like a Dragonfly, which will keep your face down. And then you can use these 2 to go into a Union Carrier. And then the effect of your Collapse Serpent triggers, which means you go and get to search for Wyver Burster again. And then what you can do now is you can activate Union Carrier's effect to target the Dragonfly. And that's going to let you stick Inzektor Ladybug to it. And then what Ladybug does is you can send this to the grave to increase the monster that it was equipped to level by either 1 or 2. So we're going to send this to increase it by like 1, and then that's going to trigger the effect of Dragonfly. And then the Dragonfly's effect is going to summon Centipede. And then what you can do now is you can use the effect of Centipede to equip the Ladybug, and then you're going to use Ladybug's effect to go and turn the Centipede into a level 4 as well. And that's going to let you search for an Inzektor card. So you're going to go and search for Hornet. From there you can use the effect of Dragonfly because you actually haven't used it yet. So like we stuck the Ladybug to it with the carrier, so then you just get to equip the Ladybug again. And then you can send this again, and then that's going to trigger the Dragonfly again. And then the effect of the Dragonfly is going to trigger to summon another copy of Centipede. This Centipede is also going to equip this Ladybug, and then you're going to use the Ladybug to increase this by 1. And then this one's going to trigger to be able to search for an Inzektor card. So you're just going to go for Gigamantis. From here, you can link this Dragonfly into your Armorage. And then you can use these 2 guys to make Dagaris. And then Dagaris detaches 2 materials to revive any monster from the grave, so you're just going to get the Dragonfly back. And then what you're going to do is you're going to equip the Hornet and then attach the Gigamantis to the Dragonfly as well. And then you're going to use Hornet to pop the Gigamantis. And then Dragonfly is going to trigger twice, so chain it 1, chain it 2, and then your Gigamantis is going to trigger to summon a monster out the grave. So that's going to go and target a Centipede. From here you're just going to chain the Armorage just to get it off the field. And then when your chain resolves, you're going to summon your Centipede. And then Dragonfly is going to summon 2 monsters out of the deck, so you're going to get another copy of Centipede. And then a Hornet. From here, we can use the effect of this Centipede to attach another Hornet from the grave. And then you can use this Hornet to destroy the Union Carrier because it's just in the way, like there's no reason to keep it around anymore. And then this Centipede is going to trigger so that you can search another Inzektor from the depths of the hand. I think this is where you would search Giga Weevil. Obviously I don't have one with me, so we're just going to search for Mantis. So then basically what this is going to do is going to just equip the Dragonfly again, and then you're going to be able to summon like another monster at the deck. But basically we're just looking for ways to find value off this. So obviously if you go second, this is just going to let you like destroy your opponent's field. But if you get sent first, for instance, then obviously you want something to be able to like make. So I think in this scenario, I think it's like what you want to try and be doing is you want to summon like Rusty and then probably Masquerader. Or maybe even like this rank 3 Cicada King. So we could do this Centipede could equip the Hornet from the grave. No, we're not going to get Hornet. We don't need to destroy any of our own cards anymore. We're just going to get Ladybug. And then we can use the effect of this to increase its level. Doesn't really matter what to, because we're just going to link no way now. So then this gets to search for an Inzektor card. So we're probably just going to go for a Dragonfly for next turn at this point. And then we can use probably like this Centipede and then the Dagaris to go into the Masquerader. Do we? No, we're not going to go into Masquerader. We're going to go into probably. Yeah, we'll just make Masquerader. And then what you can do is you can equip this Gigamantis to the Dragonfly, and then use this Hornet to equip another Hornet, and then use the Hornet to destroy the Gigamantis, and then the Dragonfly triggers again. And then that's going to let you summon another Inzektor at the deck, so you're probably just going to go for the last Hornet. From here, we could go link these 3 into a Rusty, and then you can use the effect of Rusty to send Ancient Cloak. And that can go set your Fog Blade. and then you can use this effective ancient cloak to search for silent boots. And then because you control Rusty, you can summon him. And then from here, you can either overlay these two for the Cicada King, which is like another monster effect negate, or you could go into look at a Cherubini or something. I think this is just probably like the best one to make. So yeah, so you got like the negate off the Fog Blade. This is a negate as well, and like this makes Unicorn. I think this is like fine for a deck that doesn't particularly want to go first. I'm pretty sure there are like much better things you could do with this deck going first. Like I know that like there are FTKs and stuff with this deck just because there are like loops and stuff, like because they're not hard ones per turns. So yeah, this is just sort of like a basic combo that I just came up with last night. So yeah, thank you for watching. Cheers. So my idea for the Inzektor card that I can sort of like hope for is I would want something that is basically Spiral Resort, except for you just get rid of the word Spiral and replace it with Inzektor. I think like this deck's biggest weakness is cards like Impermanence and Veiler and stuff like that. So a card that can like stop them from being targeted from card effects. I think that would be amazing. Like being able to summon Dragonfly comfortably, knowing that there are very few answers to it. That'd give you a lot more confidence to play this deck. On top of that, I think the deck needs the consistency. There's actually like no way to search an Inzektor outside of Centipede, and obviously Centipede already takes your normal summon, so it means that any turn where you're doing that, you can't like use your Dragonfly unless you can like sack you into like a Sayuja, or like Cherubini, Dragonfly into the grave and reborn it, which is like, you can, like, it is sort of like feasible, but like you want it to be consistent. So I think just having a field spell that can search any Inzektor and then protect them from being targeted, I think that's pretty broken. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, obviously. Tell us in the comments how silly George is for thinking that Sylvans deserve the new card instead of Inzektors, because Inzektors are the true rightful winners. So yeah, thank you for watching.